Just making sure that it's unmuted. I think it is. I think we're good. Spectator menu. Just making sure that we've got sound coming through.
Yeah, man.
I think we do. I heard my phone go off. So welcome, guys, to Tier 1, Round 2 at Saudi Arabia. I am Almighty Gob, and I'm joined by Broseph today. How you doing, Broseph?
Yeah, good, Gobby. Yeah, thanks for that, mate. We are here under lights in Jeddah for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix for our Tier 1 drivers. After round 1 in Bahrain last week, brought us in a few surprises. We saw reigning champ Prince at Aston Martin finish third while he was dealing with some restrictions. And we saw Reserve Riley for AlphaTauri take the win with quite some ease. And KLX slotted in very comfortably to his resident P2 position for Williams, taking 20 points there last week. We're missing Marty B today, but yeah, look, really happy to have you beside me, Gobby, and should be another classic race at Jeddah, mate.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Jeddah always throws up some curveballs. For some reason, my camera won't change. Oh, there we go. So yeah, no, always looking forward to watching a Jeddah race and not being involved in it. It's it's good.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, like you said, it does throw up a few issues every now and then. It's just one of those tracks you just get caught up in if you're just a millimetre wide here or there. A bit late on the braking, you can end up on a curb and riding it like a grind, like a skateboard. We saw that a few times last night. We had a few DNFs, unfortunately, in Tier 2. Not so many in Tier 3, but sometimes that's just, that's what comes. And you've got to say there was a bit of impatient driving, so we'll probably have a word to a few of the drivers before round 3 begins. But Tier 1, they normally deliver, especially under trying conditions. So I'd expect nothing different tonight. We've got a full grid. We do have a few reserves in tonight, so I'll get those out of the way. Out for McLaren tonight is Dools, unfortunately, and replacing him is Extinct Body in the McLaren. In the AlphaTauri, we're missing Broccolilli again for the second week. That's unfortunate, but we do have T8 Unit replacing him in the AlphaTauri. In the Haas tonight, we are missing I'm a Noob, and we have Mertz replacing him in the Haas. Mertz is the resident Tier 2 driver. Had a driver of the day, I believe, or he was at least up in the mix for driver of the day yesterday. I believe it went to Tetris overall. But Mertz had a great battle with him, actually, for best part of probably 12 laps, just going back and forth. And yeah, it was a real good battle. So hopefully Mertz can get some points for Haas today, battling with the big boys out there, Gobby.
Yeah, for sure. Just Silderfort will be the first one to bring it round for a timed lap as well. So just I'm sitting on him at the moment. Just going back, I just want to go back a couple of things. First thing, Marty B actually jumped into the Discord chat and said he approves this commentary team. So I take that as high praise from the great man. But in regards to the grinding curbs are nasty here. I did it plenty of times on Friday night, but if you can save it if you're not too jerky on the wheel. So yeah, it's a tough one, but yeah, like you said, like tier one, you should they deliver. You want your tier 1 to be clean.
Oh, no doubt about it. Yeah, like you said, as long as you're consistent around Jeddah. Oh, it's other Williams.
Oh, that was... Oh,
Got well in the way there of Silderfort coming around the final turn. I think it was turn 270 in Sector 19. Unbelievable, but he looks like he may have backed out of that one, Silderfort. I'm not sure. He did go fastest, but that is the first time, like you said, yeah, 28.2. That's pretty quick, but 27.3 from Rip, so yeah, maybe Silderfort was caught up a bit there. Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Which that
it was either KLX or Aussie 2K. Let's have a look.
Now I'm just completely lost on who's on laps. Now too many people out.
I think it may have been. Oh, look, who knows? I don't want to speculate.
Yeah.
I do know one thing. Just on board with the Ferrari at the moment, G-Force L30, who is making his first appearance tonight. He missed last week, unfortunately, but he's in the Ferrari tonight, and he's on board with his teammate Crispy in the Ferrari, who had a fantastic race last weekend, P8 for Crispy, and was battling it with the likes of Jacko, a couple of other cars in the mix there, just making for some really great battling there. You see the Williams just get out of the way of the Ferrari. Who are you on board with now?
I'm actually on the board with G-Force L30 because he's about to come around the last turn for his time lapse. So
beautiful. All right, we'll stick with him and see what he can come around with. I think we just had someone else go round.
We've got a yellow. Oh, I think that's an AlphaTauri letter. 27-1. Oh, puts his foot down there.
He does. We saw Nick Thompson as well in the Mercedes go across the line just prior to G-Force with a 1:27.6. So right in the mix there in the top four. Tomo, but G-Force, yeah, as you said, just stamping his mark there with a 27.1. So good to see there from the Ferrari driver. I'll be happy with that one. Of course, Marty B, we saw last night. I'll just have to mention the Ferrari. Of course, I'm the team principal, so you'll get a load of that tonight. I'm sorry, everyone. But Marty B, it looks like he may come away with a win, depending on the steward results that come out. He finished P3, but yeah, there was a bit of controversy last night, so he may get the win overall. So shout out to Marty B.
I'm just going back onto your Ferrari, mate. Just on with Crispy as he's come around the last turn to cross the line for his first time lap. 27-3, 1-2 lockout for Ferrari early on.
All right, I'm just going to take a screenshot right now. Just 1 second. Oh, Verk! Verk just goes straight to the top of the 127 flat, so he just says, "Cop that, Broseph."
Well,
puts the Mercedes in P1.
The thing is, this is only really first laps too. There's still quicker times to come in this.
Scary, mate. They're going to get in the 126s, you know.
Get some game sound. Oh, okay, yeah.
Gobby will just get on the engineering side of things. So apologies, there was no game sound there. I think just in the audio settings, you should be able to put something up. Yeah, something on Twitch side, I believe. Maybe if someone can throw something in the chat and give Gobby just a bit of a hand to let him know what he needs to adjust.
Help a brother out.
Yep. But for now, I'll just keep waffling on. Let's go down and see who we've got coming across the line. Looks like a Aston Martin's coming across the line now. Maybe to start his lap.
Prince.
Yeah. Yep. All right. So we'll get on board with Prince for now. I'll just I'll let you know what's happening with Prince. He's just going around a couple of the first corners here.
Unpause.
All right. Let us know if we've got sound coming back in the chat, guys.
Keep me updated, Batman. Thanks for pointing that out.
Yeah, shout out to Batman, one of the good commentators we've got here, and classy driver. He's part of the Mercedes team, I believe. He will correct me if he's not. Had a fantastic race in Tier 3, only to come unstuck with just coming into a tangle with another driver there, unfortunately. But he's really coming into his own with all his new equipment. And, yeah, he's really firing in Season 5. Just hasn't been able to put the results on the board yet. So I'm still on board with Prince, just coming around into the second sector there. Oh, very close to the wall.
Very close to the wall.
Yep. Hopefully Prince is back at home now and he's back on his own setup and he's feeling very comfortable. Looks like he's got full control of the car out there, Gobby.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And he's it's getting everything he possibly can out of this Aston Martin tonight. I can't say I've done talk to Prince too much, but don't know what he's like at Saudi Arabia. Can't say I've watched a whole. Yeah, no, I think we're good.
Okay, beautiful.
For sound too. Thanks, thanks for letting us know, Batman. Yeah, no, so coming across the line now, 26.9.
Wow.
Oh, God. Yeah,
so we've hit the 126.
I realise why I'm Tier 3.
Yeah, I realise why I probably should be Tier 4. Okay, well, look, I reckon, both Alpines are in the top 10 at the moment with Ice, Iron, Rhino and Tyler. So I think Ads will be happy to see both of his cars up there in the top 10 so far. As you said, we've still got a lap to go. Most of these cars are going to get 1 or 2 laps in. Prince has just put his first. Got an Alfa Romeo coming past Prince at the moment, who Might be on a fast lap. I think it might be Karama. Yeah, he is the team principal. So if we can get on board with him.
Yep. Copy.
Beautiful. Karama, of course. He's one of the great drivers in Tier 1. He really is. He put his hand up for team principal. And he's...
Yep, no, that's invalidation.
Yep, had to avoid... Looks like he was out of DRS too, actually. Sorry, ERS, so I don't think he was on a hot lap after all.
Oh, yeah, good call. I only just noticed that too.
Oh.
Giddard seems to be on a flyer at the moment.
Yeah, I think
he's 3 seconds up.
He's running out, isn't he? Yeah. Oh, he is?
Yeah, 3 seconds up on his time through Sector 2.
Okay.
Scotty's just started one.
Or Matty AU in the McLaren.
Matty, yep.
Let's get on board with Matty AU. So, Matty, of course, he's stepping up this season. He was a Tier 2 driver last season for Aston Martin and had a great season. He really did. He was fighting for the championship up there. Of course, Aussie 2K GOAT ended up winning that one quite comfortably in the end. But Matty's probably punching a little bit above his weight here. Of course, he's gone off the medium traction as well. He's on no traction this season. And, yeah, you can tell he's got a bit of extra pace. And, look, I wouldn't be surprised if you see him podium towards, the middle end part of the season. Once he gets his confidence up, it takes a little bit of while to feel comfortable racing against the Tier 1 guys. But I think Matty's definitely got what it takes to punch up the top there with the best of them.
Absolutely. Quality racer and a good dude too. Very
he's a legend. Dude. Yep. Recently made part league owner as well, so shout out to you, Matty.
yeah, shout out. Sorry. That wasn't a dig or anything. Yeah, no, yeah, congratulations, Matty. Yeah,
that just sounded like a dig. We love you, Matty. We love you.
Just had Tyler drop out.
Yeah, might be a bit of a internet issue with Tyler. Yeah. Yep. But that's all right. He'll get back in. I don't think Tyler has too many struggles. It looks like Nick Thompson. Let's get on board with the Mercedes driver. Of course, Tomo's just set a purple sector in the secondary one. And Tomo, of course, was an AlphaTauri driver last season. But sure, he finished P9 overall. Very consistent. We had a few faster guys in the tier last season. So expect Tomo to probably finish in the top 5 this year. I wanted to really draft him with my second pick. He was taken quite early, though. Verk snatched him, and Crispy just fell into my hands, which was, he was definitely my second choice there. Third driver overall in Tier 3, so very happy to get those two, G-Force and Crispy. But Tomo, what was that, a 1:27.3?
He's moved himself back
P7.
up into P7. But we've both watched him race for a while now, so he absolutely can keep it clean and find his way up the front quite easily through this, as Tyler's just jumped back in.
I'm on Scotty. Let's get on board with your team principal. He's going through, just about to hit turn 23 and 24, I believe. Going through the Tier 3 chicane, you could kind of call it there. Just opening up the wing. The back wing there, getting as much pace as he can out of that Red Bull. Of course, we saw Battlecat finish P2 yesterday. He absolutely put head admin Sam into the wall, and looks like Scotty's backed out of that one. Yep. So currently sitting P14 at the moment with a 1:28.2.
Got a solid red light there, so...
Okay. Look, Scotty... I've got to say, I don't think I really see him qualify, in the top 5 consistently, but I've got to say, he finishes in the top 10 more often than any other driver. I think that was a stat from last season, and he ended up finishing 5th overall, I believe, in Tier 1 against some of the best racers that we've got online. So he's quality. He's a quality race driver, Scotty. No doubt about
absolutely. I mean, I drafted him last year, so...
you know all about it.
Yeah,
Tell me.
He's the reason I grabbed him was because I heard about how consistent he was. So I'm super stoked with how he did this year, and I'm super stoked that he drafted me this year in the Red Bull too. Great, yeah, another great one to have around and to have as a TP. And like you said, his consistency is ridiculous. He just finishes, gets in the points.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Keeps it clean too,
Absolutely. Don't see him reported too often. I think
No, that's
Gillard's just starting a lap. Is he?
Right, let's get on board with Gillard. Let's have a look. So he's the Haas driver, of course. He was Gordo is the team principal for Haas. Gordo won the race actually yesterday, but just had a few issues with the safety car restart, and it looks like he may suffer a pen. That'll all come out in the wash a bit later on in the week. But Gillard, he was the #1 pick for Haas.
Oh, he's
And
just cut that. And
yeah,
that.
interesting. Yep. And it looks like it's kept the...
Because,
Yeah, I think you can get away with that. Yeah, I think you can get away with that. So it looks like he's using a bit of a hack there to get away with it. I wonder if any team principal is going to report that.
Oh, if
Let's see.
Adam's watching, I'm sure he
Oh!
will. Yeah, no,
Oh, no.
that'll invalidate him.
Yeah, no.
Don't worry about it, boys.
He's not on a hot lap yet. He's just showing us. Yeah. All good.
Extinct. Put himself into 8th. Oh,
Extinct,
Kyrie
or-
just said he's on an in-lap.
Copy that. We've got a Ferrari coming around the final turn. It's Crispy. He's just coming around to start his hot lap. So let's get on board with the Ferrari. It's Crispy in P6. We all know Crispy. We all love him. Getting on the throttle a bit early coming out of turn 2.
I missed that. I was looking at the track map for a second. I looked down for a second.
That's all right. Just coming through the sector 1 at the moment. Those turns are tricky. You've really got to execute that to get the most out of it. Of course, you want to get top acceleration coming out of here. He's got a bit of traffic. Yeah, he did. So he's pulled out of that one. A few too many cars there. He's got an AlphaTauri coming up behind him, so he gets out of the way of that one. Oh, yeah, there's carnage at the moment.
Traffic.
Yeah, sure is.
A nightmare.
There's a Red Bull coming around. That might be Jacko, so let's get on board with Jacko. Yep, he's definitely on a hot lap. The Red Bull.
19.
Yep. So Jacko, of course, he was the #1 pick for Team Red Bull. It was the pick number 3 overall in the draft. So Scotty, his teammate, took him, and he's put all his eggs in one basket, you'd have to say, because there are a lot of good drivers still left on the draft board there, but Scotty pulled the trigger on Jacko. So you'd want Jacko really to deliver, and he had some great racing against some of the boys out there last weekend. He's got his favourite number 3 on his car. He's looking very fast out there, just coming through the 3rd sector. He's actually hit a purple sector number 2. I'm not sure if that is the glitch that still continued on from last game, because everyone seems to... Oh, KLX has just gone fastest overall with a 1:26.9. So the Williams P1 has just gotten in front of his rival Prince. As we see Jacko come around the final turn, he's going to get a bit of a slipstream here with the Aston Martin in front of him.
He's going to love this little toe.
It's a little pinky toe, and he goes P14.
14.
So it's not bad. I would have expected a bit better, but 29 seconds to go. So that's Jacko's qualifying over. Who are we looking at now?
I've got no idea.
Right.
Corrales going to be next one round. Oh, there's a Mercedes. Oh! There's a Mercedes in the middle of the track. He's just been cleared up, and Karama got wiped out on that too.
It was Verk.
Yeah.
So, Verk and Karama, they are out of qualifying.
I thought that was a pit lane retirement. I think it may be Rip.
I think Mertz tried to maybe serve his quali ban in Tier 1, so that looks unfortunate for Team Haas because he shouldn't have done that.
Rip's gone into 2nd.
Oh, nice. So Rip's just gotten back from the UFC. Hopefully he hasn't had too many cold ones, but it doesn't look like it with a 1:26.9. So that's 3 cars into the 1:26. Just
make that 4 because Tomo's just hit that too.
600ths separating the top 3 drivers. Can you believe it? Oh, 700ths separating the top 4 drivers. Nick Thompson in the Mercedes just crosses with a 1:26.978. So, oh boy, it doesn't get any closer than this. Let me tell you, unbelievable. Who have we got coming around? It looks like we have Aston Martin just coming around the line. It might be Prince.
Bromley.
He goes faster, does he? No.
I had Bromley.
It was Brian. Okay.
And KLX invalidated. I think that's it. I think, I think that's us done for our Qualifying
KLX
session.
is, he's pulling into the pits now. So, that's it. We're done. So Prince, he'll go P1 with a 126.4. Unbelievable. G-Force with a 126.6. KLX a 126.9. Rip the Beans a 126.9. Yeah, so Prince, he did right at the end. I think he did squeeze that one through. So, what was it? 5 tenths separating the top 5. Yeah. So, 5 cars in the 126s.
And then I was going to say, and then there's a second between 6th and 16th.
Extremely close field. Amazing. Well done, boys. That was a quality qualifying session there. All right, so we've got 2 Mercedes again, Nick Thompson and Verk, P5 and P6. Of course, last week, I'm pretty sure they finished P4 and P5, so they will be looking to work together again. Great strategy from those two. You'd have to say they could be best friends at the end of the season. They just can't seem to separate each other at the moment. We've got Silderfort up in P7 in the Alfa Romeo. That's a strong showing from him. Didn't have a great race last week. If he can get away cleanly today, I expect him to probably push himself up into the top 5. I know he's a quality racer. Gillard up into P8. Crispy, of course, P9. So both the Ferraris in the top 10. Extinct Body, P10 for McLaren, reserving tonight. Great effort from him. Isign Rhino is the highest of the Alpine drivers in P11. We've got Karama, the team principal, of course, caught up there at the end with a bit of a collision with Verk. Tyler's in P13 in the Alpine. We've got Aussie 2K Goat, the team principal, in P14. Jacko in the Red Bull, Matty AU in the McLaren, Scotty in the Red Bull P17, Brian Bromley in the Aston Martin, T8 unit in the AlphaTauri, and Mertz will round it out in the Haas in P20. So, if they can get away cleanly in lap 1, hopefully a lot of these drivers saw what was going on last night. They'll just use a bit more patience and wait until we get at least 1 lap done before we really start racing and trying to overtake.
Well, my big interest here is what is the tyre strategy. I don't know if you remember, but I had the selected strategy to begin with as soft to hard. So I'm interested to see where people go strategy-wise here.
Yeah, look, for me, I did keep a spare set of softs, and it was just something to keep in the back pocket at the end if I needed to whip them out at a late safety car. I really did prefer to go long on the hards and mediums, so I just felt that they had the wear, and as long as I got into a bit of a rhythm and didn't, really burn them out too quickly, I had really good pace on them, really consistent pace, so qualify from the back, go long on the hards. That was my go, and seemed to work out all right. There's no qualifying, so we're off and racing, Gobby.
Oh, yep. And every single car on the grid has gone mediums. So this is going to be interesting as Prince has gotten off turn 1 clear as day.
He sure has. He's gotten out to a 6.5 10 lead at the moment, and G-Force has remained in P2 along with KLX in P3 and Rips in P4, so they look to be getting away fairly comfortably at the moment. Looks like Karama might be fighting with Jacko, who's behind him, getting pushed around a little bit in Sector 1. We've got Crispy right behind Jacko as well. A bit further on, the cars are a little bit closer in, bunched about, fighting out in the back of the pack from P11 downward. Let's just hope they can keep it clean through that section. It looks like they are at the moment. Gobby, what are you seeing?
Yeah, no, same. I'm trying to stick with it, but they've got through super clean.
Oh, Aussie 2K Goat looks like he is pushing to move up at the moment. He's up a couple of positions. Gillard's up 2. We've got Jacko up 5 positions, so he's pushing very hard at the moment. Karama's up 1. Crispy's down 3, so he's just biding his time. Isign Rhino on the Alpines lost a couple of positions. Let's head further up. I'm on board with Gillard at the moment in the Haas, who's up 2 positions and is right on the back of Nick Thompson at the moment, looking to make a move. Let's have a look. He's alongside the Mercedes at the moment, coming into turn 27. Tomo gives him enough room on the outside. Actually taps the wall on the inside. Tomo does. Is he going to pull into the pits? I don't think he will. The McLaren's coming on the outside of Verk. Extinct Body.
And VSC. Iron. Severe collision with Jacko.
So we have a virtual safety car.
17.
So, not sure what happened. We did see Jacko was pushing very hard to make up positions. Maybe he had a bit of a tangle.
I think it may be full safety car. I see a yellow dot coming out of the pits.
All right, let's keep an eye on that one. So it was Jacko and Isign Rhino.
The safety car out there. So
good spotting, mate. Well, didn't even get all the way around, did we? Almost. I think a few of the cars just got past the finish line, but it was just towards the end there, I think. Look, don't want to speculate, but yeah, look, these things happen early on, and yeah, it's unfortunate for those two, but a long way to go, and you'd expect maybe another safety car, and they'll get back up to speed eventually.
Well, excuse me, yeah, well, Saudi Arabia is definitely a track that can throw out safety cars pretty quick, smart. But what I've gathered from this first lap was Prince almost got a 1 second gap to P2, and P2 was barely even fighting his position with KLX. So, I mean, Prince is going to take some catching this year, as always.
Oh, as always. I think he's got a little bit more determination after not missing last week, but he wasn't at home. He wasn't on his rig. He was down in Melbourne on his brother's setup. He still pulled a P3, but you can tell that Prince has got the bit between his teeth tonight in that green machine. And, yeah, he really wants to dominate, you can tell. So expect Prince to put on a bit of a show tonight and sit back and enjoy.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, does anyone come into the pits here? Does it look like Prince tried to fake out a few people there?
Yeah, yep. There's a couple of guys playing a few games there. I like to see it, just faking each other out. We've got the two Alfa Romeos together at the moment in P9 and P10. So Silderfort and Karama there, both holding position nicely in the middle of the pack. We've got Crispy in P11, Scotty down in P12, the team principal. Tyler's in P13, so he's come a little bit unstuck. T8 as well in the Alpha Tauri. Reserving tonight, he's down 5 positions. Brian Bromley in the Aston, he's going to the pits and he is changing tyres. He's going to put on some hards and probably go to the end, I'd say, if he can get away with it. But he'll obviously go as long as he can and playing a bit of a strategy there. So you'd expect
Definitely
once these cars catch up.
I don't know if the hards get there from here.
I mean...
I think that's just playing for a late safety car.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be touch and go if you stretch it out. It really would. You're playing with fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. So safety car is on reduced tonight. So it did start out with a virtual. So hopefully, if we see any more little scuffles like that, we won't see another. I think we had about 5 safety cars last night. So hopefully, we get about half of that. Let's just have a look. We'll go over last week's race. We'll just have a look at the results and see who was fighting up there. So, of course, yeah, we had Riley in P1, like I said in the intro. KLX P2 and Prince was P3. Nick Thompson, the Mercedes, was P4. And Verk was P5, so I was right about that. And Gillard in the Haas was P6. Jacko did get P7 overall last weekend, so he did have a very good result. Crispy was P8. Brian Bromley up in P9 in the Aston Martin. That's a very good showing from him. Ice Iron Rhino was P10 in the Alpine, and Tyler right behind him, so pretty good points there. Aussie 2K Goat was P12 and Matty AU P13. Rip was 14, Karama 15, Extinct Body 16. Scotty in the Red Bull was 17, T8 unit, Silderfort, and then Daddy Darkness was the reserve who did not finish. So, yeah, a lot of the same guys still up the top there. Yeah. Yeah. They're a bit boring, but at least we've got 20 drivers still in the game, you know.
Brian
There's no DNS.
Gone back in the pits.
Yeah, so he's playing a bit of a game. I think he threw the hards on for a lap, and then he's putting the mediums back on there. So he's just making sure to preserve as much life as he can in those tyres.
Well, he now won't have to change compound, will he? So he'll just have to go medium to the end.
There you go, Gobby. That's why he's done it. So that's a bit of an insight there. I'm glad we caught on to that. And that's not a bad strategy.
That's a fair strategy, that.
That's a fair strat. So, yep, I'll tip my hat to you, Brian. So, obviously, everyone knows if you are in a feature race, you can't use the same compound. So you can't go medium, and try and win the race. You actually have to go medium hard or medium soft, or soft hard. And so Brian there started on meds, and then the safety car came out and threw on the hards for 1 lap, and then pitted again, and he's got on the medium. So he can go medium to the end, Gobby. You're exactly right.
Yeah, that's smart. Yeah, no, that's. I did not like the hards too much here on Friday night. I felt much more comfortable on the mediums. So yeah, expect him to do some climbing late in the race when everyone else has gone onto those hards. But that also brings in Matty, Jaco, Mertz, and Ice Iron will be with him on those mediums, like, but fresher.
Yep. Yep. I think I called T8 wrong. He's up 5 positions, so he's actually having a strong race in the AlphaTauri reserving tonight. Thanks, Daniel. Thanks for pointing that out. So yeah, Mertz is he's just catching up now to the back of the pack. He'll want to have a strong showing for his team tonight. He is reserving for his team. I know Gordo asked him to step up and reserve tonight, and he'll be expecting some points from Mertz. So plenty of time still to go. It looks like the races are off, are they? Yep, he's gone. So Prince has gotten away pretty cleanly, but G-Force and KLX and the rest of the cars are not far behind. Let's just make sure they get clean through here because the tyre's going to be a little bit cold, you'd imagine. And they just need to get into rhythm, of course. Going through Sector 1, it's very tricky. And you've just got to make sure you execute everything at the moment. So just sitting on board. Oh, it looks like we've got a stink body's gone wide, so he has to rejoin safely. And the Alfa Romeo of Silderfort and Karama both get up on the inside.
And Crispy tried to get up on there up in there too. Just missed out.
He did. Crispy's still up on the inside, though, trying to get a bit more traction than the McLaren, but he's not in any luck there, so he just fades back a little bit. It looks like the guys are giving themselves a pretty good margin here, so a bit better than last night, you'd have to say. We do. It looks like
T8.
Matty AU, T8. He's facing the wrong way. He'll whip that one around. Try and get back on board as quick as he can, back up to the pack. It looks like Extinct Body is pushing very hard.
Crispy got a wicked run through that little chicane there. I don't know the turn numbers.
Oh, they're bunching up big time at the moment. Oh,
and
Scotty's got a bit of a run.
Through.
On the inside, let's have a look. He gets the move done on Extinct Body. Extinct Body's on the McLaren's pushing on the outside. Scotty had to back off a bit, give him a bit more room. Excuse me. So Crispy lost a few positions out of that little skirmish there. Looks like Scotty's getting on the inside.
Prince and G-Force are fighting for 1 and 2 here.
All right, let's have a look back up there. Oh, KLX is not far behind as well. So you're right, Gobby. This is the fight for the lead at the moment. So G-Force putting all the pressure on the back of the Aston Martin. But I'll tell you what, KLX is loving just sitting behind watching this. It looked like Nick Thompson ripped the beans is out. I'm not sure what happened. And we have a safety car, full safety car. So I think he was around where the Mercedes were. Maybe Gillard and Nick Thompson.
T8 is going to be coming around past him shortly, but I think they've cleaned it up. He was just to the right. I'm not too sure how he's ended up there. He may have been put there.
Yeah, I did see, I think it was Extinct Body went wide through that, where you get caught up on the curb there, through the first sector. What is it, the right-hander? Look, there's so many turns in this track, I'm not sure. I think there's 270.
Yeah,
so it
feels like
really
it when you're racing it too.
Oh, it does, man. There's no rest at all. So Rip, unfortunate there. He's DNF. So that's the second safety car. We're just 6 laps in. So, that's the way it goes sometimes, unfortunately. Yeah. Gillard's all the way up into P4, so he's up 4 positions.
Prince is coming in.
I just wonder if...
stayed out.
All right.
So is KLX.
All right, let's have a look at these tyres. We'll bring those up. All right, so everyone... Yeah, so...
Wait, what?
Yep, so Prince has come off the mediums, and he's going to go hards to the end. So G-Force and Silderfort, Karama on those mediums decided to stay out. KLX, yeah?
I think KLX is... I don't know if I'm glitching or what's going on here, because I think... Yeah, I don't know. That was some weird shit right there.
Well, it is Codemasters, so...
Well, it said... It said he stayed out, and then it had him in.
Oh
But
yeah,
on
it
my
just changed
thing,
on my screen too. He just went from 5 lap old meds to hards, like
yeah,
on screen, just like that. And he was nowhere near the pits. He's halfway around the track.
I
Interesting.
100% I
Interesting.
caught that on stream as well.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
but yeah,
So
it put him
yeah,
onto the
we'll
track, but then it put him back in. So yeah,
just
Codemaster's playing silly buggers.
just clip that one and send it off to EA Sports for us, would you, Gobby? That'd be
Yeah,
nice. Let them know. Yeah.
yeah.
Terrific
I'll
league racing here.
put it in with the rest of them.
Yeah, that's it. So, okay, so it does look like we've got a proper reading here. So, yep, the first three drivers are on 6-lap old mediums. Ice Iron Rhino in the Alpine and P4 is on 5-lap old hard, so he has boxed. Matty AU also 4-lap old hard, so he's boxed in P5. Prince is the first of the new hard runners, which have just boxed, and so are the 4 cars behind him. So Prince, KLX, Gillard, Nick Thompson are all on fresh hards, and you've got Jacko and P10 on 5-lap old hard, so he has boxed. Verk is on the fresh hards with Scotty, Crispy, Tyler, Aussie 2K Goat down to P15. Brian's whacked his 1-lap old hards on, so he doesn't get the medium that he wanted, although he may pull into the pits right now and whack those mediums back on. That would be my guess.
It makes no sense to do that, but I think
Well,
the hards will get him through from here.
Yeah, you'd think he'd stay out.
Yeah.
He's got a few positions on track there. Yeah, he's staying out.
I mean, another safety car, and he can slap those mediums back on anyway. So,
Sure.
yeah, it's not necessarily the worst situation.
And Mertz in P18 on the 1-lap old medium, so he's going to have a bit more pace than the cars in front of him, and that's a pretty good strategy for Mertz. As long as he pulls the trigger when necessary, I think he should really get some good overtakes while these...
Sorry.
Oh! Someone's in the wall at the back! I've seen a big piece of... Yep, there's a big piece of wing sitting on the track. It looks like the Haas of Mertz has put his front wing into the wall somehow, or into another car, so just not concentrating, the young man. Unfortunately, he's got to get his head in the game, you know. Gordo will be pulling his hair out.
I mean, it just comes with the territory of being the Haas team principal, isn't it?
I think so. Tyler's getting very close to the back of Crispy. They're all bunching up there. Who's holding those cars up? A few shenanigans going on in the back here, but I think a few of the drivers are just getting impatient because who wants all these bloody safety cars, you know? We're really trying to get racing, and hopefully these boys will learn just to be a bit more patient. Let's get racing first. Let's get 3 or 4 laps in before an overtake is put on the board. Let's open up the DRS. Let's get that activated and, you know, just get a bit of flow here happening. We've only lost 1 car so far, but 2 safety cars in 8 laps is not ideal.
Let's get some fun racing, boys. It's not fun to commentate a safety car.
It's not. It's not at all. But we've got the 2 Alfa Romeos in P2 and P3. We know they're actually on the overall standings sitting in 10th. They only acquired 8 points, I believe, for the whole 3 tiers last weekend, so it was a dreadful round. And Karama sitting in P3 with his number 1 driver in P2 at the moment. He'll be very, very happy to see this. The safety car's not going in because we're still waiting on Mertz to come around.
He dropped off the back of the pack. Sorry.
Yep. So
1 more lap.
I don't know what he's doing.
Yay.
I think he's going to have to box again. Yeah, he's boxing.
So he's extinct.
Extinct is boxing as well,
yeah. No, he does. He's not getting wings though, or a wing. So I don't think. Oh yeah, no.
Fresh meds for Extinct. So he thinks he might be able to get 16 laps on those meds, and I reckon he will too. Well, he won't even have to do 16 because he's under safety car.
Yeah. So a good 15. I reckon safety car will be in this lap, I'd say.
Yeah, Mertz is just going to put his foot down, and I'm sure we'll get racing again. Looks like the safety car is going a bit slow, waiting for these guys to catch up so we can get racing.
Should catch by the end of this lap.
Yeah, he'll get those tyres nice and warm. So he's got 5-lap-old hards on at the moment, Mert. So he's burning through the tyres. He's just gone over track limits there. Hopefully he didn't get a warning.
I just want to look at something.
Yeah, mate. You check those stats. You have a look.
Yeah.
I'll go through the field at the moment.
3 pit stops.
Yeah, let's pull out the stops.
So
Yeah,
everyone but our top 3 have pitted so far.
Correct.
Brian with 3 and Mertz with 3.
Now I reckon, you know what? I reckon Karama might try and play a bit of a game here in terms of just getting his teammate out in front. You know what I mean? So if Silderfort can catch on when G-Force goes, I reckon Karama might just give his teammate a little bit of a buffer in front because we know Prince is in P6. And Karama, yeah, I reckon he'll just want to give Silderfort a bit of a buffer here. So the safety car is going in, and we see G-Force is doing the right thing. He's slowing way down. Of course, we saw yesterday, unfortunately, the cars just didn't wait long enough for the safety car to pull in all the way into the pits before he went going, and he had to get off his accelerator. I hope this doesn't happen again for G-Force. It looks like he's gone.
He's got a good jump.
Yep, he's got a good jump. So into turn 1 at the moment, he's got 6.5 tenths on Silderfort, who is in P2.
And looks like taking the move on Karama.
Yep, and Karama
with a massive snap.
Big snap, and he just holds on. Iso and Rhino tucks in behind him, and Matty AU in P5 at the moment in the McLaren, following suit with Prince right behind on those fresh hards. He's going to look to push and try and get some moves done, but of course, we're going to hope that these drivers just pray and wait a little bit. Yep, it looks like Karama is trying to re-entry into that. It looks like he may have gotten stuck onto that curb, and he just lets Nick Thompson go around on the outside. So Karama down into P9 from P3 after just a few corners is definitely feeling the pressure of this Tier 1 field. And there's another snap going around. So Verk, he's going to be right on the back of Karama having a good look. Of course, he wants to get back right behind Nick Thompson, his teammate, and Karama goes wide again. He's off track. He's back on. There's a DNF. I-Find Rhino is out on the right-hand side. So obviously going through that turn, and we've got another safety car. So these guys haven't learnt yet. They're still trying to push a bit too early. And, yep, this is, you know, it's not what we want.
Yeah, no.
It's not really what we want.
No, a bit more safety car stuff.
So Prince is up into P3. So he was the beneficiary of that little incident. He was in P6 and up to P3. Of course, we saw Karama in all sorts of trouble, just snapping left and right like an alligator with a sore tooth. So he's up in P8 at the moment. So as long as he can just get that car organised, there's no damage. No, he's staying out. So that's good news.
G-Force and Silderfort. I would have thought this group is pretty bunched up. They go in now. They go right down to the back.
Yeah, no, you'd have to stay out. I think G-Force has made the right decision. Track position is the way to go. And, of course, we've had so many safety cars. I think the tyres will have a fair bit more life in them than expected.
Yeah, that's true.
A bit more tread, yeah.
Really, they've only really had, 4 race laps?
If that, it seems like about 3.5.
Yeah.
Yep. So the Mercedes still in the top 10. They've lost a few positions, but they've both boxed, so they're sitting pretty. KLX in P5, so he'll be relatively happy. I think Matty AU will be the really one, the happiest one, the one with the biggest smile on his face in P5 in the McLaren. Of course, we saw Oscar Piastri in the McLaren today in the shootout. For those who haven't seen it yet, block your ears, because he put himself on pole for the sprint shootout, and it was a great tactic for the McLaren boys to pull into the pit straight away after the safety car came in, the rolling start, and put on those intermediates and get a bit of a gap on Verstappen. But, man, I ended up putting my bloody Australian flag around my neck and wearing it like a cape. I was so excited, just cheering on Oscar. But he couldn't get the job done.
I want him to do
Verstappen.
I watched the highlights when I woke up this morning and, found myself cheering like, oh, come on. Get there.
Bloody oath. Like, how good is it, man? Like, he's so young, and just to pick up that McLaren, he's roasting Ricardo in the McLaren, you have to say. Like, Just handling it, really well. Even after the race when Verstappen was talking to him, I just thought he handled himself superbly in the media as well. So shout out to Oscar, doing a great job in the McLaren, representing Australia. All right. So, and of course, I've got to say, let's go Leclerc. That's provisional. Well, it was pole. Well, it was default thanks to Verstappen getting the 5 grid penalty due to the. I think he changed something in his car. I don't remember what it was, but so happy with Leclerc on pole. Let's hope Ferrari can get a bloody win. Yeah. Yeah. The funny thing was, Gobby, last weekend I was watching the F1 with the missus, and Lewis Hamilton came on screen, and we had a bit of the medicinal cannabis going, and she thought it was Snoop Dogg. She pulled out Snoop Dogg was Lewis Hamilton, and mate, I was rolling on the floor laughing. It was hilarious. So
it's not bad. She's not too far off.
She's not too far off. Yeah. So every time I see Lewis now, it's just it's gin and juice all the way.
D-O-double-G.
That's it, man. Yeah.
Oh.
All right, so you'd expect the safety car is going to go in this lap, and G-Force will get off to another banging start. Silderfort, I thought he followed really well with KLX after that previous restart. Prince, of course, up into P3, so he did very well. Matty held his own. The 2 Mercedes there. I might keep an eye on Karama. He looked a little unsteady in the last restart, so hopefully he's got control of that Alfa Romeo. Maybe his setup's really not there for him. Scotty is creeping up in a P10 in the Red Bull. Unfortunately, we saw Kaio, who had a pretty good race overall last night in the Red Bull, came unstuck at the end. I was chasing him down. He had a 3-second penalty, and I think with about 3/4 of a lap to go, Kaio was pushing that 3-second gap on me, and it was staying about 3 seconds, and then he ended up clipping the wall and lost a few positions at the end. So Red Bull are going to try and scrape as many points as they can tonight. Jacko down in P17, who hasn't been able to recover from that crash early on in this race. So Scotty hopefully can work through the rest of this field and pull himself a bit higher up into the top 10 and secure some good points for his team. That's, of course, your team, isn't it, Gobby?
Red Bull, yeah.
Yeah, we missed you yesterday, mate. That's for sure. They're off.
Hang on, I'm just getting Battle Cat.
They're off. So G-Force is heading into turn 1 at the moment. Silderfort is around! I'm not sure if Prince hit him. It may have been a touch. So he's facing the wrong way. All of the cars are coming around at the moment. That's so unfortunate for Silderfort. It was Matty Ayew who went to the back of him. The severe collision warning has just come up. We've got a virtual safety car.
Matty's got no wing.
Matty's got no wing. So Matty's going to be absolutely furious with himself.
The good news is we're at virtual safety car. All right.
Yeah.
We're not at full. We can still get racing.
Yep. Just watch your Delta boys. So Matty's going to have to pull into the pits. You'd imagine Aussie 2K Goat is right on the back of his gearbox. And as soon as he goes green, Aussie 2K Goat is really going to leap in front of Matty as quick as he can. Of course, Extinct Body and the McLaren's right behind Matty. So they're going to try and work together, keep this Williams behind if they can once they get restarted. But yeah, unfortunate there for Matty. He was in a great position. He had boxed. He's on the hards. He was in P4. Look at him go wide there. Really had to brake hard, so he's got a lot of damage. Aussie 2K Goat, as soon as it goes green, he's going to be on that throttle as quick as a fat kid on a piece of cake. No doubt about it.
All right, we're under VSC real quick. I'm going to invite Battlecat.
All right, we're going to get Battlecat in here. Of course, Inters Racing League 2IC, newly promoted. He's the stat man. He does everything. He's MVP. It was my vote anyway for last season. Looks like we're underway. We are racing.
Right.
So Matty Ayew has still got a pretty good gap there. So he managed to keep it in a place where there wasn't many corners. So as long as he's got that straight line speed, really struggling getting around turn 27. Aussie 2K Goat right on the back of him.
Sorry, KLX making the move on Tomo now too.
Let's have a look at that. He's got the move done nicely. Yep. So Karama into P6. Yep, we see Silderfort is boxing.
Verk is also
I believe.
in the pits.
No, he's staying out. Yep. Verk is in the pits. It was Verk, sorry, not Silderfort. So back up top, it looks like G-Force has got away. Oh, G-Force has just ridden the curb big time, so he's had to come back on track and ridden another curb, so he's definitely got to get a warning for that. Prince is right behind him, putting the throttle down. Is he going to shoot up on the inside? No, he's going to wait, tuck right back in behind that Ferrari, try and get a better exit out of here while G-Force is feeling the pressure from that Aston Martin. No doubt about it, so G-Force opened the door there for Prince, and Prince is drooling, there's no doubt about it, coming through these turns. He's got to line this one up. If he can get it through Sector 3, you think you might get a bit of a better run. Whoever's got the better straight line speed will get this one done, Gobby.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just sitting on board with Prince at the moment, and he's not gaining, or he's starting to gain him now, but yeah, if he gets a good run out of this little chicane bit, I think he's got him here. Going into the last turn, I think he's about to get him.
Now G-Force is burning. They've both got about 85%, but Prince has got the move done. The Ferrari's going to tuck right back in behind Prince here. Let's have a look, nice and close. He's going to get a nice run. This is great racing from these two.
Run out of that last turn.
Scotty's up into P4, gets the move done onto Karama up into P5, sorry. So the Red Bull driver, great move on the, I believe it was on the outside of Karama there in turn 27. Karama's going to have a look back here in the final turn on the outside of Scotty, but Scotty's going to keep a very nice line there and keep that Alfa Romeo right behind him. Tyler and Crispy in the mix as well there, P7 and P8 will move back up to the top. Prince has got over 7.5, 8 tenths in front of G-Force now, so you're right, Gobby. Prince has got his foot down and determined to win this one.
I think those tyres are, I think the tyre difference might be taking effect.
Karama's off again. He's gone wide. Crispy's slipped through into P6, so Karama's just had to let him go there. Oh, Extinct Body! He's just sent it. He's got the move done, so Karama's let him go there. A little bit of a snap on the exit of the Alfa Romeo, and Tyler looking to pick up the pieces as well, Gobby.
Yeah, Tyler look more than happy to just sit and wait.
Karama's
around. Whoa, watch out. Oh, don't do it.
Oh, there's a...
Oh, he's done that well. Yeah, he almost, that could have been disastrous.
I'm on board with Silderfort, if you don't mind, Gobby, who's in P15. He's right behind Brian Bromley, and he's actually turned himself around.
Oh,
so the two Alfa Romeos have gone from P2 and
P3,
and his teammate. Each other out. Oh, no. Were they on comms? I don't know, but the two Alfa Romeos, it's like the Alpine tragedy all over again, repeating itself in Formula One. I don't believe it.
Oh, I caught that. Oh, Karama will be spewing.
You couldn't have seen more convoluted laps from the Alfa Romeo drivers since that safety car restart, Gobby. It
probably looks like he's just pushed Jayco through turn one there too. I just want to point out the fact that in the chat, Blue Dog goes, you couldn't even script that, and no, you could not.
You could not script that.
Brian's just gone past Jayco.
Yeah, you're right. Those two were scrapping big time, weren't they?
And Mertz is having a bit of a tough time out there.
Yep,
teammates, that's Red Bull.
Mertz. Yep.
That's Red Bull at Baku spec stuff right there.
Right, Mertz is getting the move done on the outside of Jacko there. So Jacko, you're right, he is having a bit of a hard time. I think all those drivers back there, he just clips the wall a little bit, Jacko. So yeah, a few of those drivers you can...
Is still in the points though, so yeah,
no, you're right.
It's at this point, just bring the car home.
No, that's exactly right. Just a cool, level head, under 10 laps to go, just bring
Tyler's
it home, boys.
Making the move on Extinct now as well.
Oh, he sure is. Extinct doesn't want to let it go though. Extinct, he won't die wondering, I tell you that much, and he is burning everything he's got.
There's a T8's gone round in the last turn.
Crispy up on the inside of Scotty. P5 at the moment, going into turn one. Scotty's fighting it on the outside.
Is that Mertz? Mertz could be out here. Nah, he's still in.
Oh, Tyler and Scotty side by side going into sector one. Scotty lets him through. I'm on board with Extinct at the moment, and this fight is exceptional from P5 down to P8. These guys are really scrapping hard. T8's out, unfortunately. Like you said, Mertz is still there. Jacko up in a P12, so Mertz definitely had a moment, like you said, but these guys are scrapping pretty hard in the middle of the field here, Gobby.
Yeah, no, this is great battling here.
So we've got Crispy in P5 and the Ferrari leading it in front of Tyler, just 5 tenths in front of the Alpine driver. Scotty right behind him, 6 tenths, and then Extinct Body really keeping the pressure on the back of that. Ow! Oh, that Red Bull, and he's actually clipped the wall. Hopefully no damage done to McLaren. He's holding on. So Nick Thompson actually trying to take advantage of that. Tomo right behind him in the Mercedes. Yep, the McLaren gives him room, and Tomo's got a great run through there. So well done, the McLaren, knowing that he didn't have the run, but he's getting the switchback. Had to take evasive action, didn't there?
Oh, yeah, that's close.
Oh, this is all happening. Of course, Tyler's getting the move done on Crispy. He got the move done into P5 on coming into turn 27. So Crispy lets him go. I wonder who got the DRS there. It looks like Crispy did, so he's going to come back at the Alpine. This is lap 18. Just finishing up with lap 18. So Crispy, sorry, he's getting the move done on the inside. G-Force is in P3, so KLX got the move done somewhere. So KLX into P2 for the Williams. G-Force P3. Gillard about a second and a half behind G-Force, with Crispy up into P5. Tyler, Scotty, and Nick Thompson. Extinct Body still scrapping. Extinct Body right on the back of Nick Thompson's gearbox, Gobby. What do you see?
Yeah, no, I just dropped down into that as well. And I also see that G-Force still hasn't pitted yet. He's still sitting on those mediums that he started on as Extinct Body. Tomo's run it wide and Extinct Body's made the move. And now he's making the move on Scotty.
Round the outside he goes. Tomo had to take evasive action because it looked like Red Bull Scotty got a little bit twisted up, and then Extinct Body just took advantage of both those guys coming unstuck.
So there's a Haas. Is that Mertz? Is Mertz out?
I'm not sure at the moment.
I think he is. Mertz is out.
That's unfortunate. Okay, I've just got to get Battlecat in here. So, yep, yeah, unfortunate for the Haas team. Mertz is out. Looks like Aussie 2K Goat is going to get the move done on Nick Thompson. Turn 9 turn. Oh, sorry. P9, P10. Scotty sends it up on the inside. Tomo's right behind him. Extinct Body is there. Well, these guys are scrapping really hard at the moment. There's like about a tenth and a half between the three of these cars as they go 3 wide, heading down into turn 1. Extinct Body pulls out, so it's Scotty and Nick Thompson side by side into turn 1. Looks like a little bit of contact. They give each other just enough room. These guys, they really know how to drive side by side. Oh, this is amazing racing. Tomo goes in a little bit deep. Extinct's right on the back of him.
Tap there too.
I think he did. So Extinct, like I said, he won't die wondering. He's going to make sure he can extract every single bit of juice out of this car, and he is throwing it around like a rubber ducky in the bath. Scotty pushing hard. He's up 10 positions, Scotty, so you're right. He just claws his way through the field so well, just scrapping away. Has a little bit of a snap there. Nick Thompson, will he take advantage of that in the Mercedes? I think he will. He's going to get a good run through here. Oh, Extinct Body clips the wall twice through there. Jeez, he really does.
I've moved up to the to Crispy and Tyler here because Tyler's looking poised to make a move, but he hasn't turned on the DRS there. So
call us through this one if you don't mind, Gobby.
Yeah, no, he's going into the last turn. It hasn't. I don't know if I'm tripping out or whether my game. But I don't think Tyler's turning on the DRS straights. But as Scotty has just made the move on Tomo, going onto the main straight too.
They are side by side. I'm on board with Extinct Body having a look at these two. KLX has got a 3-second time penalty. And G-Force has just gone back up into P2. So, Extinct almost into the back of Scotty, went a little bit deep into turn 1, and Nick Thompson got the move done. So these guys, they're just trading positions like they're trading player cards at school here. So amazing race here from these guys. They're really putting on a show in the final 6 laps of this race, or 10 laps, I should say. Outstanding. Much better than the first 10 laps.
Yeah, well, I mean, the first 10 laps was basically commentating a safety car.
KLX is right on the back of G-Force up into P3, if you don't mind having a look up there.
Yep, no, I've gone up now.
KLX has got a 3-second time penalty in the Williams, just picked up in the last lap and a half, so he really needs to get a wiggle on if he wants to stay on the podium. Gillard's right behind him, less than a second, so Gillard is licking his lips. Looks like he's going to get a podium for Team Haas here, and geez, I tell you, that would be much needed after losing Mertz a bit earlier.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, and I'll point this out again. G-Force still needs to come in. He still is still on those mediums that he started on. So.
Oh, I did not realise. Wow. So he's still waiting on a late safety car to come in. He's doing amazing.
Or he's going to have to just come in.
Those tyres are going to pop, you know.
They've got it. I can hear him squealing from here.
And KLX has got the move done. So he's really banking on a late safety car.
He's
I'm
not
doing the safety
pace.
car dance right now.
Yeah.
Just willing one on. So Crispy, he's still holding P6. He's right behind Tyler. So these guys have been scrapping. Nick Thompson is 2 seconds off. And Scotty right behind him with Extinct Body is just trying to hold on to that DRS zone at the moment, Gobby.
Yeah, no, hang on, you're down with Tomo, Extinct, and Scotty. Yep, no, sorry, I was still up with the leaders.
No, you're good. I was just calling it. Feel free to stay on whatever battle you want. You reckon is looking good at the moment, but yeah, it's really scrappy for P3. Oh, G-Force! He just about lost traction coming out of that turn, and Gillard is right on the back of him. So you're right, he's struggling on those mediums, 21 lap old mediums in Jeddah. Geez, you're right. If he doesn't have any earmuffs on, he's deaf right now because those tyres are really screaming.
Yeah, nah, he can't have too many there. Surely he comes in. He's ran it into soft territory well and truly. So, Gillard's looking at making the move going into the last turn.
That was millimetre perfect from Gillard, but he just didn't have enough pace to get the move done in the straight line, and G-Force is holding a beautiful line.
Yeah, he's defended that well, but what a switchback.
And he's preventing him from coming into the pits here.
He blocks the pit lane too.
You SOB.
Oh, that's well played.
It is.
But I mean, they're the ones they both had DRS off of KLX there, so I mean, there's no real advantage. They've both got about 40% ERS too, so.
Yep, you're right. And Scotty has been overtaken by Extinct Body, so Extinct got the move done somewhere in the last lap. And Nick Thompson is just holding on to the back of Tyler, and Tyler is about 5 tenths behind Crispy, so they're still battling it out in the middle of the top 10 here for positions. Every point counts. We've got about 3.5 laps to go, I believe. Prince is well out in front in P1 with about a 3-second gap to KLX, who has a 3-second time penalty. G-Force is right behind him, who needs to box still, has done 22 laps on those mediums, and Gillard is looking at a podium tonight if he can keep that car on track, because Crispy is 7.5 seconds behind, almost 8 seconds, and Tyler right behind him. So yeah, it's all to play for right now.
Yeah, and look, I mean these middle guys are going to have to deal with a very quick G-Force on some fresh softs, assuming he's still got a set of fresh softs.
That's right. Let's see where he's going to come out. So he'll probably come out around P9. So you'd imagine he'll be scrapping with the likes of Extinct and Tomo at the end. All right. So yep, he's into the pits. No speeding. Brilliantly done there.
Oh, they're easily going to get him. He's going to come out with Aussie 2K.
Gillard's looking at a P2 at the moment with that time penalty to KLX. So great racing there from the Haas driver. Of course, he came up from Tier 2, I believe, last season. Yeah, he did. I was scrapping with him last season. Tyler up in a P4 in the Alpine. Consistent drive. I'm sure Ads will be happy with his drive tonight from back in about P13, I believe. So he'll be up in the mix for driver of the day.
He's jumped Crispy as well.
He has, yeah. He's had Crispy for a little while. Oh, and he just rode the curb, so he's taken it. Unfortunate there for Tyler, and I heard him cursing the game about these curbs on this very track, and it's come back to bite him. I wonder if he's put that into existence for himself. Nick Thompson takes full advantage up into P5, so Tyler lost 2 positions riding that curb like a 50-50 grind.
Yeah, nah, Chris, and that's just Crispy's cheering with that. He's just skated his ears. Brad Breed his way through to fourth, sorry.
So apparently G-Force did box on lap 1, I've been told. So,
did he?
Yep. But that's what's in the chat. I'm not sure if it's true, but he did decide to put on the softs for the last...
Gillard's just gone into second. He's overtaken KLX to take second.
Wow. So he wants to do it on track. Well done, Gillard. You get in there, mate. You put KLX right in his position. Let's have a look. KLX, he's not going to die wondering.
Plenty of ERS,
Yeah, look at that.
And the DRS.
Straight line speed. Yeah, that Williams.
They're both, if you've got ERS. He's ran it deep.
He doesn't want to get too caught up here. Yep, because he's got a 9-second lead. And he will get the P2, of course. Yeah, he'll make sure to get this done nice and cleanly. So we'll just move a bit further down. Tyler and Nick Thompson. Scotty as well on the back of Extinct, who was flashing away there. And Scotty's got about 28% battery.
They're all sitting right behind Crispy as well.
Yeah, they are. So Crispy in P4 at the moment. He's done very well. Of course, finished P8 last weekend and said he was going to give it to him in Tier 1 this weekend, and he absolutely has, up in P4 at the moment. So we've lost, 6 drivers? We've got 14 still on grid. Tyler is holding on to the back of that Ferrari in P5 at the moment. Nick Thompson, he's caught his way all the way back up to P5, so he's on the back of that Alpine. So he was about 2 seconds behind about 3 or 4 laps ago, so he's on a pretty good run at the moment. Nick Thompson is going to try and... what are you saying, Gobby?
Oh, no, sorry. I've just got a message. All good.
Okay. All good.
Yeah.
Brian Bromley looks like he's fighting Jacko at the moment. Yep, on those mediums. These guys have been scrapping for a while. It looks like Jacko's got a penalty, so I don't think Brian's going to want to fight this too hard. He'll get the move done nice and clean if he can to make sure there's no uncertainty about it. So we'll just move further back up. We'll stick on board with Tyler at the moment. That's where the fight is. Nick Thompson behind him. And Tyler going after Crispy. This is the last lap. So Prince is going to run away with this one. He's got about a 7-second lead to KLX. And Gillard's going to pick up P2 with that penalty. Crispy in P4. And Tyler, if he's going to get the move done, he needs to put the pressure on the Ferrari right now. Let's have a look. He's got a pretty good run through Sector 1, you'd have to say. Really lining this up nicely. The Ferrari's going to be feeling the heat of that Alpine. Tyler gets off the curb. He's got a great run. He's got it just under 5 tenths at the moment. Down to 4 tenths. Nick Thompson's got about 8 tenths. So Tyler, he's got that bit between his teeth. Great exit from Crispy, you have to say. Yep, he got about a 1/10.5 better exit, almost 2/10 better exit out of that one than Tyler. But Tyler's going to get the run of DRS. So if he can really line these ones up, he should get a good run coming down to the final turn. Crispy's got about 37% ERS and Tyler 25, so there's not much between these guys. Nick Thompson's got 10. G-Force is up in a P8, just got the better of Scotty at the moment, so he'll be trying to get in front of Extinct Body, who is flashing, but he's going to run out of track, I feel, G-Force. So Crispy and Tyler... Ooh. As Prince takes the win in round 2 for Tier 1. Redemption for our champion. Gillard P2, KLX P3. Crispy and Tyler. Tyler's coming around. Coming up to the line. Will he get him? No. Crispy P4. Nick Thompson just gets G-Force. G-Force did get Extinct Body on the line. Congratulations. Well done there. So Nick Thompson P6. And the fastest lap. Oh, on the softs. Well done. Extinct Body scrapped all the way for that P8. Scotty, of course, up in a P9. So tremendous race from him. Those guys really fought it out in the last 10 laps. Aussie 2K Goat, the team principal for Williams, up in a P10. Jacko fought well to bring that Red Bull up in a P11, just 2 positions behind Scotty. So I don't think Scotty will be too disappointed with Jacko fighting all the way to the end. Brian got P12 in the end for the Aston Martin. Verk P13 in the Mercedes. Probably didn't have his best race, but he'll be glad to see Nick Thompson, his teammate, up into P6, and Matty Ayew will get the final points. P14 comes across the line now in the McLaren. Well done there, and it was a good scrap in the end. Towards the end of the race, you got to say, Gobby, it was a bit, a bit safety car-ish for the first 12 laps, but we got there in the end, mate.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and fantastic past last few laps from the boys. Last half of the race from the boys, I should say, because yeah, like you said, safety cars ruled the first half of the race. It's quite boring.
It was. It was pretty disappointing. It happens, I guess. But yeah, at the end, I think, man, we saw some amazing racing. Really did. The likes of G-Force and KLX. We saw Gillard like really scrapping it out there for P2 with KLX at the end. We saw Tyler, Tomo, Crispy. Just great battles in the middle there. Of course, Extinct Body in P8. I think the boys will be fairly happy overall with the end of the race, and good bunch of points there for Alpine and P5. Of course, Ferrari, both cars in the top 7. We've got we've got a Haas in P2, Aston Martin P1 and P12. We'll get Prince and Gillard and KLX in the chat if we can. Actually, I might have to invite them. I don't think we're in the Tier 1 chat, so I'll get them in here. Gobby,
all good,
Prince,
all
Gillard,
good.
KLX.
Yeah, what a race that was. Oh, well, back end of the race that was.
And Gillard. If you can find Gillard for me, that would be amazing. Into the chat. I don't think I've got him on my list.
Pretty sure I've got him.
Let me see if I can find him.
I just realised that. Actually,
there he is. I've got him.
You got him? Copy.
Yep. Sweet. All right, so we've got the 3 guys on the podium. Hopefully they'll jump into chat. All right, so we do have Gillard in here. We may as well just get underway with P2. So Gillard in the Haas, mate. Bit of a scrap out there, of course. It was a bit ugly early on with a few safety cars. You managed to keep it pretty clean there. You fought your way through. I think it was P8. You qualified somewhere around there, and you had to work through a few of those faster cars, but you did the job, mate. You did really well. You weren't going to be satisfied with P2 behind KLX. You fought with him at the end, and you got him, and got to say, must be pretty satisfying out there for you at the end of this race, mate.
Yeah, it was an interesting race. I think I was saying that we'd done over half of the race without a lap of DRS, so it was interesting. But yeah, managed to get a good start, up to P6 or 5, and then Beans had his incident, and then I was kind of I'm surprised Leo and stuff didn't pit up ahead, so I was just happy to sit in P3 until he got that pen, and then I'm happy with P2.
Definitely. Did you realise G-Force had to box at the end there?
I saw on the last safety car that he didn't box onto any other set. And then the race just kept going on and on. I was starting to get a bit worried that like it was a glitch or something. And then he finally went in, and it was a bit of a relief.
Yeah, I bet. Just the heavens open up there for you. So massive scrap out there, mate. Congratulations. I've just got to ask, were you in chat with Mertz there? He looked like he had a really hard struggle for Team Haas tonight.
Yeah, I was in. Oh, he was in there for about half of the race and a bit of screaming and stuff. So.
All right, bit of an overdose on sugar for the young man. All right, well, that happens. Look, congratulations, Gobby. Do you want to add anything for Crispy for Gillard before we let him go, mate?
Nah, great. Just great drive. Yeah, well done.
Cheers, bro.
All right, Gillard. Yep, well done. We'll see you next week for Team Haas and hopefully on the podium again, mate. Congratulations.
Cheers, boys.
All right, we will get the head steward in here. He was taken with pick number 2 overall for Team Williams by Aussie 2K Goat, who is his teammate in Tier 1 this season. We've got KLX in here, who picked up a time penalty and probably picked up a few swear words in the same instance as well. So KLX, how was that out there for you today, mate?
Yeah, pretty terrible race all round. I just wasn't happy. I had to rush home to get to this race on time. So I didn't prepare at all. So I was really on the edge, and I think my setup was pretty average as well, and just everything didn't really fall into place. And then I had a pretty. I wasn't quite happy with the quali. I could have gone way faster. Just too many mistakes hitting the wall. And I hit the wall later in the race as well. Got wing damage around lap 22. But yeah, I was just making way too many mistakes this race. The pace was there one lap, and then the other lap I'd be terrible, and then just made too many mistakes. I wasn't quite happy with it. Yeah, I mean,
With the result, yeah. Having said all that,
yeah, yeah, I think I'll get the 3 second removed, because I felt I was kind of hit off the track just to avoid an incident slightly.
okay.
So I just took the corner cut, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. Nevertheless, I'm happy with the P3. It's good points. Unfortunately, I could keep up with Prince today, but we'll see what happens from the next round.
Yeah, well, you got to say, having said all that, everything that was behind you there, your composure was pretty good overall, you got to say. And to finish with P3, it's nothing to be disappointed about. And Prince was in a bit of a league on his own today. It seemed like he really had the bit between his teeth and, just wanted to get that race win. So anyway, mate, with all that said and done, you just get to relax now, put your feet up for the rest of the night and enjoy your P3 for Team Williams, and we'll see you next week in Australia.
Yeah, cheers, lads. Have a good one.
Beauty. All right, Gobby, you can take this one away with Prince, if you don't mind, man. Go for it.
Oh, shit, what, huh? Sorry, I had to duck off for a second.
Nah, you're good. Do you want to take this interview with Prince, man?
Well, I mean, it's pretty straightforward interview. To just second to first, all race. How'd it feel for you, mate?
Oh yeah, we did all right. Safety cars threw a bit of RNG into the mix. So but yeah, we did all right. It's just like new game jitters. Like I think everyone's just feeling super inconsistent.
Good point, man.
Not quite locked in. I know. I just missing apexes fucking here and there, and it's just so frustrating. But we'll get there. It's just because the new game is it happens every year. So yeah.
That's a good point. I think people have. It's a bit of an oversight. I think because I think the braking is different. Like the feel of the braking. Like I've had to adjust. My braking. While racing against others, you know what I mean, compared to last game. And yeah, you're right. I think it's just thrown a little bit out for most of the guys. So interesting. But yeah, mate. Were you back on your rig tonight? Back on your local?
I was, yes, in a reasonable state. So that was good. Felt good to have some force feedback.
Yeah, beautiful. You seem like you were back on the game tonight. So, Gobby, anything you want to add for the race winner before we duck out of here, mate?
I mean, like I said, it was pretty straightforward for you by the looks of it. 7-second win, just another casual Sunday afternoon for you. Well done.
Well, thank you. Thanks, boys.
Yeah, congratulations, Prince. So that's his first race win for Aston Martin. Of course, he's the back-to-back champion for Red Bull and picked number 1 overall this season. So third last weekend at Bahrain. First tonight back on top where we expect Prince to be. G-Force was a bit unlucky. I thought he was battling pretty hard with Prince for some of the race and had to box late. But yeah, other than that, Prince was he was pretty dominant. So we look forward to seeing the rest of the Tier 1 grid out there for round 3 in Australia next week, Gobby. I will have Marty B back in comms box, but yeah, just want to say a massive thanks to you for jumping in and streaming tonight. A bit of a hard going through the first part of the race, but eventually we got there and saw some really good scraps at the end. So shout out to everyone for watching tonight and all the drivers for putting on a pretty good demonstration, especially towards the end. And anything you want to add, Gobby, before we knock this one on the head?
Yeah, no, cheers for having me, and once again, another great race for Tier 1.
Beautiful. All right. Thanks for joining us, everyone. We'll see you next Friday night for Tier 3, 8 o'clock. We'll do it all again for Inters Racing League. This has been Broseph and Gobby signing off. Peace.
Cheers, boys.